Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's me. I'm actually early this morning. Oh, I don't know what to start with. The Knicks are out of it. Takes care of that. I don't follow baseball at all. I haven't in years. Ever since I left the United States. First of all, it was hard to watch the games down here with Spanish announcers, and that's like football, American football. When I started watching it down here, it was only on ESPN, and they had, I guess they were from Mexico, because Mexico has football in its country or something. I don't know. Anyhow, I understood a lot of what they were saying, and I couldn't understand and I didn't know what game they were watching. So I stopped watching it for a while, and then I got it on a cable. I got an app, and I see every game every Sunday, and in there in English, and complete with commercials. So it's worth the money it cost me. All right, now that takes care of my sports, gig. I really liked football. I've gotten to the point, though. I'll tell you. Let's go just do this real quick. Where they're playing all these games overseas, and what they do when they do that is one of the two teams that's playing in that game overseas is losing the home game that people are paying a tremendous amount of money for in their season tickets. They're not reducing the cost of season tickets. So they say you can come to the stadium and watch the game on the big screen TV, and I'm going like, fuck you, what are you, crazy? I didn't pay. If I want to watch it on television, I'm going to sit in my house with a cold beverage, all the food I can eat, my dog in my lap, my wife in the bedroom muttering to herself, and I'm going to watch the goddamn game. I don't need to sit in with a bunch of people that can't, that really aren't really big fans, that are just coming to the game because it's a party, All right. So listen, let's talk. That takes care of my football thing, What have you been watching Donald Trump at all? And you hear all the crazy statements he's making. Now that is in itself may be accurate, may not be accurate statement. He is a master manipulator, and he could be doing all this crazy crap to distract from what they're really doing. Because I've seen some of the supposedly these items are in that big bill. He's going to start. You can't counteract him. You can't talk to him. You're not going to be able to criticize the government. You're not going to be able to. Journalism is going to be a thing of the past, and it's more like the beginning of a dictatorship. If that bill goes through. So I take a real good look at it, and you're. Let me tell you. The Republican senators aren't going to listen to you because they think it's great. It's full of a lot of racist bullshit, too. So, America as we know it is probably gone, maybe forever. I don't know. But he's just I think he's just a distraction. I really do. And either that or he's the dumbest son of a bitch in the world. They rated him the 6th worst president ever. And I think that's going to go a little further as time goes on. That was right before or right after his election. So, we'll have to just wait to see what happens with that. But I think he's probably going to go down in history as one of the worst, if not the worst, because he's hurting everything. He's hurting the economy. He's hurting everything. I think that the country will wake up soon. I hope it does anyhow. But the problem I have with that wake up is I'm afraid when it does, the country's going to explode. And people say it, they think it's doing that now. I said, no, you have no idea what explosion means. I'm talking Civil War type explosion. I have a really bad feeling about what's going to happen down the road, and I don't know how to do anything about it or protect myself or anybody in the rest of the country from it. I'm not a politician, you know. That's why I say I can't be in the same room with Donald Trump, because I'm not a politician. I just want to smack the shit out of him and call him stupid, because I think he is. I don't think he has the great IQ that everybody says he has, you know. And that thing about IQ, and I've realized this, that people called me a genius when I was in high school, you know, and in certain subjects I excelled, and they couldn't understand why I was failing other subjects, like I failed English. How can I be that smart and fail English? Well, I failed English because for 12 years they did the same, you learn the same crap over and over again, you know. And after a while, it's boring. You fall asleep in class. You don't pay attention to it. That's like history. History, until I got to my senior year when they started to explore different things, history for 11 years of my high school education started out in 1492. Columbus discovered America. Blah 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 blah. You know, it was the same shit every year. So I wrote. You know, I would fall asleep. It bored the hell out of me. Math is the same way too, because there's no practical application for a lot of the stuff you learn. And I would see that and go, what the hell am I bothering with this stuff? I'm never going to use it. And I never used it, you know. Some stuff I used and I was surprised, but most of the stuff I learned I don't use. So anyhow, you have a president that whose IQ I just don't believe this is. He claims he's a genius, and like I said, like I was trying to point out when I just said that little anecdote there, is that I think one of the things that IQ doesn't understand is you can have a high Q in a specific field, you know, in a specific, I say field, but I don't mean like work, but I mean like a knowledge of you can be really good at science, you know, a wonder at science, but you lack other things, common sense maybe, the ability to interact with others, you know, and if you're lucky, they can teach you that, you know, because you have the ability to learn, but in most cases, no. You look at, they said J.D. Vance is extremely smart. Well, J.D. Vance is a two-faced liar. So he's difficult to gauge as to how intelligent he is, you know, because he flipped too easily from comparing Trump to Hitler to being, you know, kissing his ass in public. So there's a problem there. That's just, you know, he's too wishy-washy to be his IQ to be justified, you know. But Trump, I don't know. Trump is very good, supposedly very good in real estate. I don't know whether that's true or not. I mean, you look at some of the deals he made. How do you bankrupt a casino? Well, there is a way, and I think he followed the mafia way, and that's what happened. You know, I just don't think he's a good businessman. Right now, at this moment in time, he cannot do anything right, you know, in terms of making deals. Putin's playing him like a fiddle. He's got it in his idea that he wanted to be like Putin. He still wants to be like Putin, because he gets confused when these people like the Russian people or the Chinese people show all this supposedly respect to their leaders, And he says, that's what I want, respect. And they don't respect Chinese, especially Chinese don't respect their leaders that much. They're scared shitless of getting a bullet in the back of the head, or having their privileges taken away from them, losing out on a a nice apartment or something. Okay. Nobody knows, that's just something that happens with these people. So, how's that a respect, And here's another thing about Donald. Donald's back to his old shit that he did his first term. He's not reading his daily his daily intelligence briefs. They have to be handed off to somebody else so that they'll read it and they'll forward the information to him. And I don't think he's capable of handling that information. Donald Trump is definitely not somebody you want in charge in a major crisis right now. He proved that back in the COVID, the COVID deal. So, 1 second here. All right, I'll have to listen to that in a minute. Okay, but. Not reading the daily security briefs is probably a good thing, because he has a tendency to overreact, and he's quite knee-jerk in his thinking. You understand that? Like that's it. Let's go do this. This sounds like a good idea. Let's go do this. That's the way he is. Trump believes, because he's president of the United States, which is one of the most powerful nations in the world, he believes it's the most powerful nation in the world. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I hope it is. I hope that's true. But every year I think countries catch up a little bit more to the United States, and so it's difficult to, know where we stand anymore, especially with the leadership that we have. But he wants to take on. He wants to get this bill through the Senate and everything else. This big, beautiful bill. And once he gets this country submerged in his, weather bullshit, he wants to take on the world. And the world is just sitting there calmly. I don't know how to pronounce. I think that's how you pronounce the Chinese. I don't know, Xi. I don't know how you pronounce that, the leader's eye, because I've never heard it pronounced, so I don't really know. I should try to hear that being pronounced. But you have Xi, Putin, and little Kim, and they're just sitting there, especially little Kim. He's just sitting there, and he's waiting. And they're going to just come out and kick the shit out of Trump's United States. And that's our country. And I'm sorry about that, but that's what I believe is going to happen. Well, those are the things I had to talk about this morning. I probably wandered a little bit too much. I have this habit of having so much to say and not being able to get it across the way I want to, I'm sorry about that. Not really what I'm trying to do. But anyhow, do me a favor and subscribe. The more people I get, the better that I get. It's more of a, how do you put it? Better placement, more people will get to see me. The more people that subscribe, more people will get to see me and can make up their own minds about me, But look, if you got a minute, please hit that subscribe button. I think you can comment. I've never tried that. I should go and try that from another computer. And comment if you want. If you don't like me, hit the like button negative, But I know at least you're paying attention to something I said, and I would really, 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 really appreciate that. All right, I'm an 80-year-old guy with nothing better to do than sit here and talk to you people. So give me a hand, huh? Help me out a little bit. All right, take care. I'll see you tomorrow.